24-year-old Maya Chun stands in the rain outside her grandfather's funeral, still numb from grief. Grandpa Wei had raised her after her mother died when she was 8. He was her everything. As mourners disperse, her stepmother, Diane, who married Maya's father 5 years ago, approaches with her lawyer, Mr. Hutchins. "We need to talk about the house," Diane says, barely waiting for the last guest to leave. Maya blinks through tears. "What house?" "The Victorian on Maple Street. Your grandfather's house. It needs to be sold to settle the estate debts." Maya's heart stops. "That's my house. Grandpa left it to me. I have the will." Diane's smile is cold. "Actually, there are some complications. We should discuss this properly. Tomorrow. My lawyer will be present." Maya's father, Robert, stands behind Diane, silent, avoiding eye contact with his daughter. "Dad!" Maya's voice cracks. He says nothing. Diane hands Maya a business card. "My office. 10 a.m. Don't be late." As they walk away, Maya's best friend Priya grabs her arm. "Don't go alone. Something's wrong." That night, Maya receives an email with an attachment. Property claim documentation. She opens it with trembling hands. Maya sits at her kitchen table at midnight, reading the document Diane sent. It's a deed transfer, dated 6 months ago, claiming Grandpa Wei signed the house over to Robert Chen, Maya's father, to settle a family loan of $200,000. Maya's stomach churns. Her grandfather would never do that. He'd promised her that house since she was 12. She digs through her own paperwork and finds her copy of the will, signed 3 years ago. "I leave my property at 42 Maple Street to my beloved granddaughter, Maya Lin Chen. She is to have full ownership upon my passing, with no conditions or encumbrances." But Diane's document has an official stamp. Notarized. Witnessed. Maya calls Priya, voice shaking. "They forged it. They had to. Then we prove it." Priya says, "Do you know anyone who can verify your grandfather's signature?" Maya thinks. "His estate lawyer. Mr. Kim. I'll call him first thing in the morning." But when she tries to sleep, her phone buzzes with a text from an unknown number. "Drop the house claim, or we'll prove your grandfather was mentally unfit when he wrote that will. He'll die a crazy old man. Your choice." Maya meets with Mr. Kim, her grandfather's estate attorney, at 8 a.m. before the meeting with Diane. Mr. Kim is a kind man in his 60s who'd known Grandpa Wei for 30 years. "Maya, I'm so sorry for your loss," he says gently. "Now, what's this about a disputed deed?" She shows him the document Diane sent. His face darkens immediately. "This is a forgery." "You're sure?" "Positive. I handled all of your grandfather's legal affairs. He never took out a loan from your father, or anyone, and he would never transfer that house. He told me repeatedly it was for you." Mr. Kim pauses, his expression softening. "He even told me once about someone from his past, a woman he almost married, long before your grandmother. He said that losing her taught him what really matters, making sure the people you love know they're protected. That's why he was so adamant about the house going to you." Maya feels tears prickling. She'd never heard that story. "So I can fight this?" "Yes. But..." Mr. Kim hesitates. "I need to warn you. Diane has hired Harold Hutchins. He's a bulldog. Ruthless. He'll drag this through court for years if he has to." "What does that mean?" "It means he'll attack your grandfather's mental capacity, your relationship with him, anything to create doubt. Are you prepared for that?" Maya's jaw tightens. "I don't have a choice." Mr. Kim nods. "Then we fight. But first, we need evidence. Do you have access to the house?" "Yes. I have a key. Go there today. Before the meeting. Document everything. Look for anything that proves your grandfather's intentions. Letters, journals, anything." Maya checks the time. She has 1 hour before Diane's meeting. She rushes to the house. Maya unlocks the door to 42 Maple Street and steps inside. The Victorian house smells like her grandfather, jasmine tea, old books, and wood polish. Every corner holds a memory. The kitchen where he taught her to make dumplings. The living room where they watched old movies every Sunday. The window seat where he'd read her stories when she couldn't sleep. Tears blur her vision, but she forces herself to focus. She starts in his study. The desk is neat, organized, just like he always kept it. She opens drawers carefully, searching for anything useful. Then she finds it, a leather journal, tucked in the bottom drawer. She opens it. The entries are dated, going back 5 years, right after her father married Diane. One entry from 2 years ago stops her cold. Robert came by today, asking for money again. Diane's spending is out of control. I said no. He looked angry. I worry what she's turning him into. I told Maya this house is hers. I made sure it's in writing. No matter what happens, she'll have a home. Maya's hands shake. She keeps reading. Another entry, 6 months ago. Robert and Diane visited today. They asked me to invest in some business opportunity. I refused. Diane got angry. She said I was being selfish, that I owed Robert for raising his daughter alone after Lynn died. I asked them to leave. I don't trust her. Maya photographs every page. Then she hears it, a key in the front door. Someone's coming in. Maya freezes. She quickly tucks the journal into her bag and moves toward the hallway. Diane steps inside, her heels clicking on the hardwood. Behind her is Mr. Hutchins and her father. Maya! Diane's voice is sharp. What are you doing here? Maya lifts her chin. This is my house. I have every right to be here. Actually, Hutchins says smoothly, that's disputed. Until ownership is settled, you shouldn't be removing anything from the property. I'm not removing anything. I'm documenting. Diane's eyes narrow. Documenting what? Evidence. That my grandfather never gave you this house. Robert finally speaks, his voice tired. Maya, just let it go. We can split the sale price. You'll get your share. Maya turns to him, hurt flashing across her face. Dad, he left this to me. Why are you doing this? He looks away, and for the first time, Maya sees something she hadn't noticed before, fear. Her father looks terrified. We need the money, Maya. We're drowning. The house is worth $800,000. It's the only way out. Your debt isn't my problem. Enough, Diane snaps. Robert, take Maya outside. Mr. Hutchins and I need to secure the property. Secure it. Maya's voice rises. You can't. We have a court order, Hutchins says, pulling out a document. Temporary freeze on the property until ownership is determined. That means no one enters without legal supervision. Maya's heart sinks. You can't do this. We just did. Diane smiles, a thin, triumphant smile. Robert takes Maya's arm gently. Come on, let's go. As they step outside, Maya glances back at the house, her house, and sees Diane watching from the window. This isn't over. That afternoon, Maya sits in Mr. Kim's office, defeated. They locked me out of my own house, she says, voice hollow. Temporarily, Mr. Kim reassures her. We'll fight the freeze order, but it'll take time. Time we don't have. Diane's going to destroy evidence. I know it. Mr. Kim leans back, thinking. Did you get anything from the house before they arrived? Maya pulls out her phone and shows him the journal photos. His eyes widen. This is excellent. This proves your grandfather's state of mind and his intentions. But is it enough? Combined with the will, yes. But there's something else we should do. What? Request a city property inspection. Maya frowns. Why? Because if Diane's planning to sell the house, she'll need it to pass inspection. Old Victorians like that often have issues, structural, electrical, plumbing. If there are undisclosed problems, it could delay or even void a sale. How does it help me? Because, Mr. Kim says with a slight smile, an inspection will require full access to the property. And the city inspector is a neutral third party. They have to document everything, including anything suspicious they find. Maya's pulse quickens. You think they'll find something? I think your grandfather kept meticulous records. And I think Diane might have been careless. 2 days later, Maya receives a call from the city inspector's office. Miss Chun, we've scheduled an inspection of 42 Maple Street for this Friday at 9 a.m. As the named heir in the will, you're entitled to be present. Maya smiles for the first time in days. I'll be there. Friday morning, Maya arrives at the house at 8:45 a.m. The city inspector, Marcus Webb, is already there, a middle-aged black man with kind eyes and a clipboard. Miss Chun. He extends a hand. Marcus Webb, I'll be conducting today's inspection. Diane and Hutchins arrive moments later, both looking irritated. "This is unnecessary," Diane says. "The house is in perfect condition." "Then you have nothing to worry about," Marcus says pleasantly. "Shall we begin?" He starts in the basement, checking the foundation, pipes, and electrical panel. Everything seems fine. Then they move to the main floor. Marcus takes notes, photographs structural beams, tests outlets. In the kitchen, he pauses. "When was the plumbing last updated?" he asks. "I'm not sure," Diane says. "We haven't had any issues." Marcus taps a pipe. "These are original. 1920s, they should have been replaced decades ago." He makes a note. In the living room, he notices cracks in the ceiling. Possible foundation settling. "We'll need to check the attic." As they climb the stairs, Maya notices Diane getting increasingly tense. In the attic, Marcus scans the space with a flashlight. He stops near a corner, frowning. "Miss Chin, was your grandfather storing boxes up here?" "Yes." "Family documents, old photos. Where are they now?" Maya looks around. The attic is empty. "They were here last week," she says slowly. "I saw them." Marcus makes another note. "Items removed during pending inspection is unusual." Diane's face goes pale. As Marcus inspects the attic walls, tapping for hollow spaces, he pauses near the back corner. "There's something here." He runs his hand along the wall. "This panel's loose." He pries it open, revealing a small hidden compartment. Inside are 3 metal filing boxes. Maya's breath catches. Her grandfather had mentioned a safe place for important documents years ago, but she thought he meant a bank vault. Marcus carefully removes the boxes and sets them down. "These weren't on the property disclosure." "I didn't know they were there," Diane says quickly. "They're probably just old tax records," Hutchins adds. But Maya sees panic in Diane's eyes. Marcus opens the first box. Inside are neatly organized files. Property deeds, originals, insurance documents, financial records, and a sealed envelope labeled, "To be opened only by Maya Chun or legal authority." Marcus hands it to Maya. "This is addressed to you." Her hands shake as she opens it. Inside is a letter, dated 1 month before her grandfather's death. Maya reads the letter aloud, her voice trembling. "My dearest Maya, if you're reading this, I'm gone. I'm sorry I couldn't say goodbye properly. But I need you to know the truth. 6 months ago, Robert and Diane came to me asking for money. They claimed they were in debt, $200,000. They said if I didn't help, they'd lose everything. I refused, not because I don't love my son, but because I knew the debt was from Diane's gambling. She has a problem, Maya, a serious one. After I refused, strange things started happening. Documents went missing from my study. Someone tried to access my bank accounts. I changed all my passwords and hid my most important papers here. I'm telling you this because I believe they will try to take this house after I'm gone. They've already asked me 3 times to temporarily sign it over to help with their financial situation. I refused every time. This house is yours. I have made that clear in my will, which is filed with Mr. Kim. Do you remember when I told you about Helen? The woman I almost married before your grandmother? I never told you her full story. We were engaged when we were young, but her family had other plans. We parted ways, but stayed connected through letters over the decades. When I told her about you, about how you lost your mother so young, she said, "Then you must be her mother and her grandfather. Protect her fiercely." I have tried to do that. If things become difficult, Helen may reach out to you. I wrote to her about my concerns. She knows what this house means to us. If anyone challenges this, know that I was of sound mind, that I loved you more than anything, and that my final wish is for you to have the home we built together. Stay strong, my little warrior. All my love, Grandpa Wei. The room is dead silent. Marcus Webb clears his throat. I need to include this in my report. Diane's face is ashen. That letter doesn't prove anything. Actually, Hutchins interrupts quietly, it proves quite a lot. Diane turns to him, betrayed. What are you saying? I'm saying I need to consult with my firm. Excuse me. He walks out. Robert stands frozen, unable to meet Maya's eyes. Dad, Maya's voice breaks. Did you know about this? He says nothing. Answer me. I thought he was exaggerating. About Diane's gambling. I didn't think. You didn't think, or you didn't care? After the inspection, Marcus Webb tells Maya he needs to file his report with the city and that the letter and hidden documents will be part of the official record. This changes things, he says gently. Those financial records show significant discrepancies. I'm required to flag them. Maya meets with Mr. Kim that afternoon. The letter is a gift, he says. But those financial records are even better. What did they show? Maya opens her phone and shows him the photos she took of the files in the hidden boxes. One document stands out. Account activity report, Golden Palace Casino, account holder, Diane Chun. It shows transactions over 2 years totaling $340,000 in losses. Another document, personal loan agreement, between Robert Chun and a private lender, borrowed to cover Diane's debts. Interest rate, 18%. Amount owed, $287,000. Mr. Kim whistles. This is worse than I thought. They're broke, Maya says. Completely. Which is why they need your house. But now we have proof that your grandfather specifically refused to help them and why. So what happens now? We go to court. With this evidence, their forged deed claim will collapse. But Maya, he pauses. This is going to destroy your relationship with your father. Maya's throat tightens. I think it already has. Before the court date, things escalate quickly. Maya's apartment mailbox is broken into. Nothing stolen, but her mail is scattered. Her car tire is slashed in the parking lot. Anonymous calls at 3 a.m. When she answers, no one speaks, just breathing, then a click. She reports everything to the police, but without proof of who's responsible, they can only file reports. Then Priya shows up at Maya's apartment, furious and scared. Someone followed me from your place yesterday, she says. A black sedan. They stayed behind me for 20 minutes, then disappeared when I got to my neighborhood. Maya's blood runs cold. They're trying to intimidate us. It's working, Priya admits. Maya, maybe you should just take whatever money they're offering and walk away. No. Maya's voice is firm. That's exactly what they want. For me to be scared into giving up. But that night, alone in her apartment, Maya can't sleep. Every sound makes her jump. She texts Mr. Kim. Can they hurt me legally if I keep fighting? His response. They can try to drag it out and make it expensive. But you have the truth on your side. Don't let fear make their case for them. Maya takes a screenshot of her grandfather's letter and sets it as her phone wallpaper. Stay strong, my little warrior. She will. The court date arrives. Maya sits beside Mr. Kim in the courtroom, her stomach in knots. Diane and Hutchins are across the aisle. Robert sits behind them, looking broken. The judge, Honorable Judge Sandra Liu, reviews the case files. This is a dispute over property inheritance, complicated by claims of prior debt agreements. Let's hear from the plaintiff first. Hutchins stands. Your Honor, we contend that Mr. Wei Chen verbally agreed to transfer the property to his son, Robert Chen, to settle a family loan. We have witnessed testimony to support this. And the defendant, Mr. Kim, stands. Your Honor, we have written proof, including a signed will and a personal letter from Mr. Wei Chen, explicitly stating his intention to leave the property to his granddaughter, Maya Chen. We also have evidence that the plaintiff's claims are based on fabricated documents. Judge Liu raises an eyebrow. Fabricated? Yes, Your Honor. We'd like to submit the city inspector's report, which includes financial documents found in the property that directly contradict the plaintiff's claims. The judge accepts the documents and reads them carefully. The courtroom is silent. After several minutes, Judge Liu looks up. Mr. Hutchins, your client claims a $200,000 loan. Can you provide any bank records, checks, or transfer receipts proving this loan existed? Hutchins hesitates. It was a private family matter, Your Honor. Not all transactions. I'm not asking about transactions. I'm asking about proof. Do you have any? No, Your Honor. Judge Liu turns to Mr. Kim. And you have proof the loan did not exist? Yes, Your Honor. Mr. Wei Chen's bank statements show no withdrawals or transfers of that amount. Additionally, his personal letter explicitly states he refused such a loan. Judge Liu nods slowly. I'm ready to make a ruling. After reviewing all evidence, Judge Liu begins. I find no credible proof that Mr. Wei Chen ever agreed to transfer the property at 42 Maple Street to Robert Chen. The will is clear, properly executed, and consistent with the decedent's documented intentions. Diane's face goes white. Furthermore, the judge continues, the evidence suggests the plaintiff may have engaged in fraudulent documentation. I'm ordering the deed transfer claim dismissed. Full ownership of 42 Maple Street is awarded to Maya Chen. Maya's eyes fill with tears. Additionally, I'm referring this matter to the district attorney's office for potential fraud investigation. Hutchins immediately stands. Your Honor, we'd like to request. There's nothing to request, Counselor. My ruling is final. The gavel falls. Maya turns to Mr. Kim, who smiles and squeezes her shoulder. You did it. Across the aisle, Diane is arguing furiously with Hutchins in whispers. Robert sits with his head in his hands. As Maya leaves the courtroom, her father catches up to her in the hallway. Maya, wait. She stops but doesn't turn around. I'm sorry, he says, his voice cracking. I'm so sorry. I should have protected you. I should have. I was weak. I let her. Maya turns. Her eyes aren't cold anymore, they're exhausted. Dad, I don't want your apologies right now. I want you to figure out who you are without her telling you. Until you do that, we don't have anything to talk about. She walks away, and this time he doesn't follow. 2 weeks after the court ruling, Maya is sorting through the legal paperwork when she receives a handwritten letter. The return address is from someone named Helen Park in Portland. Maya's heart skips. Her grandfather's letter mentioned Helen. She opens it carefully. Dear Maya, you don't know me, but I knew your grandfather for over 50 years. My name is Helen Park, and Wei and I were engaged when we were very young, before life took us in different directions. We stayed connected through letters. Every Christmas, every major life event, we'd write to each other. It was our way of staying tethered to a time when life was simpler. In his last letter to me, dated 3 weeks before he died, Wei told me about you. About the house he was leaving you. About his worries that your father and his new wife would try to take it from you. He asked me to watch for news of his passing and to reach out to you if you needed help. He said, if Maya is fighting for that house, she's fighting alone. Make sure she knows she's not. I've been following the case from afar. I saw that you won. I am so proud of you, and I know Wei would be too. I know this may seem strange, but I would like to meet you. Not to replace anything or anyone, but because knowing you would be a way of honoring the man we both loved. If you're willing, please call me. With warm regards, Helen Park. A phone number is written at the bottom. Maya reads the letter 3 times, tears streaming down her face. Her grandfather had people watching over her, even from beyond the grave. She picks up her phone and dials. 2 weeks later, Maya meets Helen at a quiet cafe in the city. Helen is in her early 70s, elegant and warm, with kind eyes that remind Maya achingly of her grandfather. You look so much like your mother, Helen says softly, taking Maya's hands. Wei showed me pictures over the years. They talk for hours. Helen shares stories about her and Wei's youth, how they met, their plans to marry, the family pressures that pulled them apart. I married someone else, Helen says. Had a good life. But I never forgot Wei. And when he met your grandmother, I was happy for him. He deserved love. Why did you keep writing to each other? Maya asks. Because some connections transcend romance. He was my dearest friend. And I was his. Helen pulls out a small box. Inside are dozens of letters, spanning 50 years. These are mine to keep, she says. But I wanted you to see them. To know how much he spoke of you. Maya reads a letter from 10 years ago. Helen, Maya lost her mother today. My son is shattered, and this little girl, only 8 years old, looked at me with such sadness. I promised her I would never leave her. I will keep that promise as long as I breathe. Another from 5 years ago. Maya graduated college today. Top of her class. She's become such a strong, compassionate woman. I am the proudest grandfather alive. Maya is crying openly now. Helen reaches across the table. Wei asked me to do something if you ever needed help. He set aside a small fund, insurance money from your grandmother's policy. He wanted me to hold it in trust, just in case. Maya's eyes widen. What? It's $30,000. He wanted you to have it for emergencies. He never told your father about it because he worried Diane would find a way to take it. Helen, I can't accept that. You can. And you will. Because it's already yours. Way made me executor of this specific fund. It's been sitting in an account waiting for you. Maya is speechless. There's one condition, Helen says gently. Use some of it to fix up the house. Make it beautiful again. That's what he would have wanted. With Helen's gift and a small crowdfunding campaign Priya helps her set up, which raises another $25,000 from people moved by her story, Maya hires a contractor. The renovation takes 3 months. She's there almost every day, watching the house transform. New plumbing, updated electrical, repaired foundation, fresh paint. But she keeps the things that matter, the original hardwood floors her grandfather refinished by hand, the window seat where they read together, the kitchen layout he designed. Priya helps her sort through her grandfather's belongings. They find boxes of letters, photos, and journals. One journal entry, dated 2 weeks before his death, makes Maya cry. Maya came by today. She brought soup because I had a cold. She didn't have to, but she did. She's become such a strong, compassionate woman. Her mother would be so proud. I am so proud. Maya frames it and hangs it in the hallway. Helen visits during the renovation, bringing tea and stories. He'd love what you're doing, she says, looking around. Honoring the past while building your future. 6 months after the court case, Maya receives a call from an unknown number. She almost doesn't answer, but something tells her to pick up. Maya! It's Diane. Maya's grip tightens on the phone. What do you want? I need to tell you something. Can we meet? Absolutely not. Please. Just hear me out. Against her better judgment, Maya agrees to meet in a public place, a coffee shop downtown. Diane looks different. Thinner. Tired. The expensive clothes and perfect hair are gone. Thank you for coming, Diane says quietly. Maya says nothing. I'm in rehab, Diane continues. Gambling addiction. I've been there for 4 months. Good for you. I'm not asking for forgiveness. I know I don't deserve it. But I needed you to know what I did to you was unforgivable. I convinced myself that I deserved that house, that I was owed something. But the truth is, I was just desperate and selfish. Maya's jaw tightens. You tried to destroy my grandfather's memory. You tried to steal the one thing he left me. You terrorized me. I know. Diane's voice cracks. I know. And I'll carry that shame for the rest of my life. Why are you telling me this? Because my therapist said I need to take accountability. Not to make myself feel better, but because you deserve to hear it. You deserve to know that what happened wasn't your fault. It was mine. Maya stares at her. I don't forgive you. I'm not asking you to. And I don't want you in my life. Ever. I understand. Maya stands. I hope you get better, Diane. Not for your sake, for the next person you might hurt. She walks out, and for the first time, feels truly free of Diane's shadow. 8 months after the court case, Maya is working in her home office when someone knocks on the door. She opens it to find her father standing there. He looks different. Cleaner. Sober. Older. Hi, he says quietly. Maya doesn't respond. I know I don't have the right to be here, but I wanted you to see something. He hands her a document. It's a certificate from a therapy program. 6 months of intensive family counseling and addiction support for partners of gambling addicts. I left Diane 8 months ago, he says, right after the trial. I'm filing for divorce, and I've been in therapy ever since, trying to understand how I let things get so bad. Maya looks at him, searching for sincerity. I can't undo what I did, Robert continues. I can't give you back the months of pain I caused, but I want you to know I'm trying to be better. Not because I think it'll fix us, because I know I broke us, but because you deserved a better father, and I'm trying to become that person, even if it's too late. Maya's throat tightens. Why now? Because I finally understood something my therapist kept saying. I can't make you forgive me. That's not my right to ask for. But I can make sure I never hurt you like that again. And that starts with being honest about who I was and who I'm trying to become. Maya takes a shaky breath. I'm not ready to have you in my life. I know. I don't know if I ever will be. I know. But Maya hesitates. I don't want to hate you forever either. So maybe in a year or two, we can try coffee. Once. And see how it feels. Robert's eyes well up. That's more than I deserve. Yeah, it is. He nods, wipes his eyes, and turns to leave. Dad! Maya calls. He stops. I'm not doing this for you. I'm doing it for me. Because I need to know I tried. I understand, he says. And thank you. He leaves, and Maya closes the door. She doesn't feel forgiveness yet, but she feels something lighter than anger. Maybe that's enough for now. 1 year after winning the house, Maya throws a housewarming party. The house is beautiful, restored but still full of character. She's decorated it with her grandfather's furniture mixed with her own style. She invites friends, Mr. Kim, Helen, Priya, Marcus Webb, the inspector who helped her, and even some of the neighbors who supported her during the fight. The house is filled with laughter, music, and warmth. Helen pulls Maya aside. Your grandfather would be so happy. Maya smiles. I hope so. As the party winds down, Maya finds herself alone in her grandfather's study, now her study. She sits at his desk and opens the top drawer. Inside is the letter he left her, now framed. She traces the words with her finger. Stay strong, my little warrior. I did, Grandpa, she whispers. I did. 18 months after the court case, Maya receives a call from the city's housing department. Miss Chen, we're reaching out because of your experience with inheritance fraud. We're launching a program to help vulnerable homeowners protect their property rights. Would you be interested in joining our advisory board? Maya is stunned. Me? Your case highlighted serious gaps in our system. We'd love your input on how to fix them. Maya accepts. Over the next year, she helps develop policies to protect heirs from predatory family members and fraudulent claims. She speaks at city council meetings, helps draft new legislation, becomes a voice for people who've faced similar battles. It's not just about her anymore. It's about making sure others don't suffer the way she did. 2 years after her grandfather's death, Maya hosts a community event at the house. Know your rights, protecting your inheritance. Over 50 people attend. Young adults, elderly homeowners, people who face similar battles. Maya tells her story. She answers questions. She empowers others. A young woman approaches her afterward, crying, My stepfather is trying to take my mom's house. I didn't know what to do until I heard your story. Maya hugs her. You're not alone. Let me help you. She connects the woman with Mr. Kim and provides resources. After the event, Helen approaches. Wei would be so proud. I hope so. I know so. You've turned pain into purpose. That's his legacy living through you. 3 years after the court case, Maya's phone rings. It's Robert. She hasn't spoken to him in over a year, since that conversation at her door. Maya, it's Dad. I know this is out of the blue, but I wanted you to know. I'm getting remarried. Maya's stomach tightens. To who? Her name is Carol. She's a teacher. Kind. Patient. Nothing like. He trails off. I'm not asking for your blessing. I thought you should hear it from me. And if you want to meet her, no pressure at all, the offer stands. Maya takes a breath. She thinks about the work she's done, the healing she's found, the life she's built. Okay, she says finally. I'll meet her. Once. In a public place. Really? Robert sounds shocked. Don't make me regret it. I won't. I promise. 2 weeks later, Maya meets Robert and Carol at a neutral restaurant. Carol is in her mid-50s, with warm brown eyes and an easy smile. She's wearing a simple dress and sensible shoes, nothing flashy. She extends her hand. Maya, it's so nice to finally meet you. Robert speaks of you often. Maya shakes her hand, studying her carefully. Does he tell you the truth about what happened, or a sanitized version? Carol doesn't flinch. He told me everything. About Diane, the house, the court case. About how he failed you. She glances at Robert, then back to Maya. I told him I wouldn't be in his life unless he was actively working to be a better person. I'm not interested in making excuses for him. Maya blinks, surprised. Oh, I grew up in foster care, Carol continues. I know what it's like when the adults in your life let you down. I told Robert, Maya doesn't owe you anything. Not forgiveness, not a relationship, not even her time. If she gives you any of those things, it's a gift, not a right. Robert sits quietly, nodding. Maya feels something shift. You said that to him? I did. And I meant it. They order food, and the conversation flows more easily than Maya expected. Carol asks about her advocacy work, her renovations, her life. She doesn't push or pry. She just listens. At the end of dinner, Robert walks Maya to her car. Thank you for coming, he says. She's good for you, Maya admits. She doesn't let you off the hook. No, she doesn't. He manages a small smile. That's why I'm marrying her. Maya nods. Dad, I'm still not ready for regular contact. But maybe every few months, we can do this. Dinner. In public. With Carol there. Robert's eyes glisten. I'll take it. Whatever you're willing to give, I'll take it. This doesn't mean I forgive you. I know. It just means I'm trying to let go of the anger. For my sake, not yours. That's fair. That's more than fair. They stand in awkward silence for a moment. Good night, Dad. Good night, Maya. She drives away, and for the first time in years, the word Dad doesn't taste bitter in her mouth. It just tastes complicated, and complicated is something she can live with. 4 years after her grandfather's death, Maya stands in the living room of 42 Maple Street, surrounded by friends and chosen family. Priya is there with her fiancé. Helen Park sits in the grandfather's favorite chair, holding a cup of jasmine tea. Mr. Kim brings his wife and grandchildren. Marcus Webb comes with his teenage daughter. Even some of the neighbors who supported her during the dark days stop by. Robert and Carol are invited but stay in the background, respectful of Maya's boundaries. As the sun sets, Maya steps onto the porch, looking out at the street. Priya joins her. How are you feeling? Good, Maya says and means it. Really good. He'd be proud of you, you know. I hope so. I know so. Look at what you've built. Not just this house, your whole life. You turned the worst thing that ever happened to you into something meaningful. Maya smiles. I had help. Yeah, but you did the work. You fought when most people would have given up. Inside, someone calls for Maya. Time to cut the cake Priya insisted on making. Maya turns back toward the house, her house, where warmth and light and laughter spill out into the evening. She feels her grandfather's presence, not as a ghost, but as a foundation. Everything good in her life is built on the love he gave her. And she spent 4 years learning that the best way to honor that love is to live fully, fight fiercely, and choose healing over bitterness. She steps back inside. 5 years later, Maya Chun, now 31, sits at her kitchen table, reviewing applications. The house on Maple Street isn't just her home anymore. It's the headquarters for the Wei Chin Foundation, a nonprofit she founded to help people fighting inheritance fraud. They've helped over 200 families in 5 years. They've pushed through 3 new city ordinances. They've created a legal aid fund that provides free representation to low-income heirs facing property disputes. Maya's phone rings. It's a woman named Sarah, panicking. My stepmother is trying to claim my dad's house. I have the will, but she has a lawyer and I don't know what to do. Slow down, Maya says gently. I'm going to help you. First, do you have access to the property? She walks Sarah through the same steps she once took, giving her the roadmap she wished she'd had. When she hangs up, Helen walks in carrying groceries. At 78, she's still sharp and active. She split her time between Portland and the city after Maya asked her to join the foundation board. Another one? Helen asks. Another one, Maya confirms. Stepmother, forged documents, intimidation tactics. The usual. You're going to save her, Helen says confidently. I'm going to try. That evening, Maya has dinner with her father and Carol. It's become a monthly tradition, nothing forced, nothing heavy. Just a meal and conversation. Robert asks about the foundation. Carol shares stories from her classroom. Maya talks about the community garden she's starting in the backyard. It's not perfect. There are still moments of tension, topics they avoid. But it's something. It's progress. As Robert and Carol leave, he hugs Maya goodbye, brief, tentative but real. Thank you, he says quietly. For what? For not giving up on me completely, even when I deserved it. Maya nods. I didn't do it for you. I did it because holding on to that anger was weighing me down. Letting go was for me. I know. But thank you anyway. After they leave, Maya walks through the house, turning off lights. She pauses in the study, now filled with foundation files and advocacy materials. Her grandfather's desk is still there, but covered with her work now. On the wall hangs a large photo, her mother, and her grandfather, taken when Maya was 7. 3 generations. 3 survivors. Beneath it, in a simple frame, is the last line from her grandfather's letter. Stay strong, my little warrior. Maya touches the frame gently. I did, Grandpa. And I'm teaching others to do the same. The house settles around her, solid and safe. The foundation he built, both literal and metaphorical, holds strong. Maya turns off the light and heads upstairs. Tomorrow she'll fight for Sarah. Next week, she'll testify before the city council again. Next month, she'll speak at a conference about inheritance rights. But tonight, she's just Maya. Home. Safe. Whole. And finally, completely at peace. 10 years later, Maya finds it while sorting through old foundation files. An unopened letter in her grandfather's handwriting, tucked in the back of one of the metal filing boxes. It's addressed to her, but dated 5 years before he died. Her hands shake as she opens it. My dearest Maya, if you're reading this, something has gone very wrong, or perhaps very right, depending on how you look at it. I'm writing this letter now, years before I think I'll die, because I want you to know something important, no matter when you find it. The house on Maple Street is more than just a building. It's a promise that you will always have a place in this world that is yours, that no one can take from you, that will hold you when life gets hard. But more than that, I want you to understand, the real inheritance I'm leaving you isn't the house. It's the strength to fight for what's right, the courage to stand alone if you have to, the wisdom to know that your worth isn't determined by who stays or who leaves. Your mother had that strength, and I've watched you develop it too. Whatever battles you face, whether over this house or anything else, remember, you are not alone. You carry all of us with you. Your mother, me, everyone who loved you. And when you win, and you will win because you're a fighter, use that victory to help others fight their battles. That's what makes a life meaningful, not what we gain for ourselves, but what we give to others. I am so proud of you. I always will be. Love always and forever, Grandpa Way. P.S. I hope you never need to find this letter. But if you do, I hope it reminds you that I believe in you. I always have. Maya reads it 3 times, tears streaming down her face. She's 40 years old now. The foundation is thriving. She's helped hundreds of families. She's changed laws. She's built a life of purpose. And her grandfather knew. Somehow he knew. Not the specific details, but the essence, that she would face darkness and emerge stronger. That she would take pain and transform it into purpose. She takes the letter to the foundation's headquarters, still the house on Maple Street, and frames it. It hangs in the reception area, where everyone who comes seeking help can see it. The real inheritance isn't what you gain, it's the strength to fight and the wisdom to help others fight too. Hundreds of people will read those words over the years. Hundreds will find courage in them. And every time Maya walks past it, she whispers, "Thank you, Grandpa. I didn't let you down." Because she didn't. She turned his love into a legacy that will outlive them both. And that, more than any house, any victory, any inheritance, is what it means to truly honor someone's memory.